Welcome to Flow with Kelly. I'm Kelly, and today we have a short and sweet little practice for self-love. So roll out your mat and let's get to it. To begin, come to your most comfortable cross-legged seat, or any seat really. We'll start by placing one hand over your heart, one hand on your low belly. And if you would like to close down your eyes, feel free. Let's start to pay attention to the sound and rhythm of your breath. And when you hear the term self-love, what comes to mind for you? Maybe it's a thought. Maybe it's a feeling, or even just a word. For me, self-love is the act of being kind and patient with myself. Whatever comes up for you today, as you inhale, breathe in whatever's coming to mind. And as you exhale, imagine sending it right back out into the world. Flow through one more round of breath, moving a little bit slower. And if your eyes are closed, open them back up. Wiggle your fingertips to the sides of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up tall. Exhale, lower hands to your heart. Reverse the direction. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, carve out your own little space, your own little love bubble down to the center. And then take your time, make your way up onto all fours. Find your way to this tabletop shape. Inhale, lift your tailbone high. Lower your belly toward the mat, and then lift your heart. Imagine it sort of radiating forward. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, and I invite you to just explore here. So it could be a little rocking of the hips side to side, or maybe a little peek over each shoulder. And bring it back to neutral. Exhale, tuck your tailbone down, draw your belly up and in, really press away from the mat. You'll feel your upper back puffing up toward the ceiling. Then drop your chin. Let all the weight out of your neck. And find any movement here that feels good. And inhale back to neutral. Exhale, widen your knees, sit back on your heels. Slide your fingertips in a little closer and then turn them sideways. Rock left and right to warm up your wrists. And then walk your palms up about 6 inches or so. Shift forward, shoulders right over your wrists. And then imagine drawing a circle around and around. I guess we'd be drawing that circle with either your shoulders or your chest. Reverse the direction. Take it around the other way. And come back to center. Align your knees underneath your hips once again. Inhale, crawl your fingertips to the top of the mat. Exhale, sink your chest, sink your forehead, take it low. Puppy pose. Explore little movements here. Whatever your body might be calling for. If it's stillness, start to relax into a shape you can hold. If it's movement you crave, find a little rock, side to side. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your forehead. Exhale, hinge your shoulders over towards your wrists. Engage your core. Allow your upper body to be long and straight here. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower your chest down to the mat. Press your hips into the floor along with the tops of your toes. Inhale, loop your shoulders up, back, and in. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Lift your heart back to that idea of radiating forward, radiating out. Soften your neck here. Take a big breath in. Let your belly press against the mat. Slowly exhale out. Lower your forehead to the floor. Rock your hips left and right. Slide your hands back closer to your rib cage. Keep squeezing your elbows behind you. Press your hips into the floor. Inhale. Peel your nose up off the mat. Lift your chest. And slowly begin to straighten your arms. Maybe a little more. Maybe you fully extend them. It's about listening to your body here, as it always knows best. Wherever you've landed, lengthen your neck. Send your ears away from your shoulders. Exhale. Sink your hips back in place, right over your knees, coming into your tabletop position. You got it. Now brace that low belly up and in. Inhale, slide your flexed right foot behind you. Press your calf or your heel back in space. You'll feel your calf stretch all the way from your ankle to the back of your knee. Exhale, swivel your left toes off the mat. Extend your right foot all the way to the back. Flatten it down. Open your chest to the long edge of your mat. Lift your right fingertips tall. Feel one long line here from your top fingertips down to your bottom wrist. And slowly flex your right toes. Balance on your heel here. Inhale, elevate your straight leg off the ground, any height. And start to balance. Notice any trembles here, any wiggles. It's all part of the process. Your body working hard to hold yourself up. Exhale, lower your limbs. Anchor your hand under your shoulder and your knee underneath your hip. Rock side to side. Inhale, float your left toes back, curl the toes under, press your heel back in space. Feel that calf stretch. All down the back of the leg. Exhale, swivel your right toes off the long edge, slide your left foot flat. Open your chest to the wide edge. Inhale, lift your left fingertips tall. Create that long, straight line. Inhale, flex your left toes, balance on that left heel. Exhale, elevate your leg, any height, find your balance here. Just play, see what happens. Little tremble, little shake. Exhale, release. Send your hand below your shoulder and your knee below your hip. Rock side to side. Inhale, curl both toes under. Exhale, lift your knees, sink your hips up and back. Come into your downward facing dog. And take any movement here that you might be craving. I like a little pedal in my legs. If your low back needs a little extra love, step your feet wide on the mat. Bend your knees deeper. Send your chest back toward your thighs. The idea here is to take weight out of your wrists and send it towards your hips and your heels. Wherever you've landed, walk your feet back together. Inhale. Bend your knees, walk your toes toward the top of the mat. You can tent your fingertips for a little extra height. Align your feet hip width. Bend your knees here as deeply as you like. Fold your chest over your thighs. Relax your head heavy. Shake a little yes. Shake a little no. Inhale, slide your palms along your shins. Lengthen your tailbone back. Send the crown of your head forward. You can rest hands along your shins, knees, or thighs. Create that tabletop shape along your spine right here. And come back to that slowed down breathing pattern. Exhale, bend your knees, fold your chest over your thighs, forward fold. Inhale, peek forward, anchor your palms flat, step your left foot back. Back as far as it goes. I'm a little too far back on my mat. I'm going to take a step forward. Here we go. Find your way to this low runner's lunge. Exhale, release your back knee to the ground, untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your fingertips forward and up. Imagine stacking your fingers over your ears, ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. Exhale, wrap your right arm around your waist. Maybe it goes to your belly, maybe it wraps to your hip. Find wherever it lands. That's perfect. Inhale, lift your left fingertips a little higher. Exhale, send your left fingertips over to the right until you feel a side stretch from your back knee all the way up your side body into your shoulder. Keep bracing yourself with your right arm. That's you giving yourself a little hug, a little extra support. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Tent the fingers if you like that added height. Inhale, curl your back toes, lift your back knee. Exhale, step your back toes to the top of the mat. Bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, peek your chest and your gaze forward. Exhale, step your right toes back. Feel the ground. Send your hands on either side of your front toes. Exhale, lower your back knee, unravel your back toes. Inhale, lift your fingers forward and up. Find that stack, fingers to hips. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, wrap your left arm around your belly or your waist. Inhale, reach your right fingertips a little taller. Exhale, dip the fingers to the left until you feel that long side stretch. Keep giving yourself that nice little brace, supportive hug. Sort of a signal that says, I got you. You got yourself. You always will. Exhale, lower your hands down to the floor, frame your front toes with your hands. Inhale, curl your back toes, lift your back knee. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Forward fold, soften your knees, melt your chest right over your thighs. Let your head be heavy here. Inhale, lift your chest. Use your fingertips for balance. Exhale, bend your knees. Once you get to a certain spot, your heels are going to want to lift. Allow it until you find yourself down in this little toe stand. Balancing. To keep it really supportive, keep your hands down low. To play with your balance, send hands to your thighs or to your heart. Wherever you've landed. Exhale, release your fingertips down to the floor. Crawl yourself down to your bottom. Anchor here. Sitting nice and flush against the mat. Wrap your fingertips behind your knees. Inhale, loop your shoulders up, back, and in towards one another. Exhale, sit on back until your arms begin to straighten. Your toes might want to float off the mat. You can keep them anchored if you choose, or you can continue letting them float. And float your boat. You can take hands below the knees still, kind of giving yourself a little cradle, or release your hands for a bit more of core, for a bit more work in the core. And again, your body's going to start to tremble and shake. It's part of the process. Let it happen. And see if you can come back to your breath here. Nice and slow. Inhale, hold a little taller. Exhale, anchor your toes, slide your hands underneath your knees. You got it. Curl your spine, lower your chin to your chest, roll down to your back. Take your time, sink on down, open your arms out to a T. Take a nice breath in and a slow exhale out. Relax your hips. Maybe send the feet out to the sides of your mat. Let your knees tent together. So it's like one knee supporting the other. Inhale, reach your fingertips out a little further. Exhale, wrap your right arm over your left. Give yourself the biggest hug, little squeeze here. Wrap your hands anywhere around, maybe shoulders or your shoulder blades. Inhale, open back out wide to a T. Exhale, wrap left over right. Hug and squeeze. Inhale, open your arms, this time coming into a more relaxed shape. Lay your arms down wherever they feel like landing. Relax your shoulders away from your chest. Wiggle any final movements, let them free. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. If you like this shape on your low back with the knees bent, stay right here. If you want to lengthen your legs, extend everything out long, go ahead and send your heels out onto the mat. Let your feet flop open. Sink on in. Bring your attention back to your breathing, the sound of your breath, the tempo, even the temperature. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your low belly. Come back to that initial thought, feeling, or word that came up for you when it comes to self-love. As you inhale, take it all in. Let it fill up your body. As you exhale, imagine sending it right out into the world. Twice more, in and out. One more time, in and out. Thank you for practicing with me today and for spending a little time on yourself. From my heart to yours. See you next time.